So you'd have seen in the last video that the gearbox is in need of a rebuild, at least, which is a bit of a shame. So I set myself a target of the end of March. It's coming up to the end of February now. Target was the end of March. I wanted to have a running, driving car with ideally original engine gearbox, running gear, but a car that I could drive, I could take to some of the local car meets, and even in its shabby bodywork state, something that's drivable. I put quite a lot of effort into unseizing the engine and getting the thing drivable, only for the gearbox to need to be rebuilt. Now, the end goal is not a TH350 gearbox, transmission, whatever you want to call it, and not the original 350 Pontiac motor. What I actually want to do is an LS of some description, 6 litre ideally. Ideally aluminium 6 litre, but who knows what's available in England. And a manual gearbox, whether it's a T56 or similar, which is expensive and very difficult to get hold of in England. You can get it from America and ship it, but it's lots of money. Or a BMW box with an adapter plate. You can buy an adapter plate from Poland. It costs about 1,200 quid with the clutch and flywheel. And then all you really need is a prop shaft and to mount it in the car only. So that's the end goal. So I'm a little bit stuck as to what to do with it now, because the money that I could spend on reconditioning the gearbox, on rebuilding it, that's money that could be spent on putting towards the new engine and new gearbox, and just delays getting the car how I want it further down the road, which is going to be a little way anyway. So I'm not entirely sure what to do. Do I throw more good money after bad, trying to get the thing roadworthy with this gearbox and engine, or do I just can that idea, save up for the engine gearbox and carry on with all the other bits and bobs that need doing until I can get it on the road with the final engine and gearbox, like a year or so down the road. I mean, who knows how long it's going to take me to do that. If it's in America, it won't be so difficult, because you can buy a junkyard LS or an L-Kia truck motor, which is an LS with an iron block. You can pick them up for hundreds, whereas in England, one that's of like 150,000 miles, maybe 200,000 miles, unknown condition really, because it's not in a car, can't hear it running, that's £2.5 grand, which is unfortunate. There was an LS2, which is the aluminium version of the 6 litre LS, and that was £3 grand. Again, that was, I couldn't see that running either. That was out of a car that caught fire, a Monaro. So that would be quite good. I would quite like an aluminium 6 litre. That would be great. If I can find one for less than £3 grand, then that would be even better. I've got some upgrades planned for the engine, heads, cam, intake, and you should be able to get a nice comfortable 500 horsepower from it. Obviously I don't need that straight away, because the car doesn't have suspension and brakes and things at the minute, but it'd be nice to have the engine in its standard form in the car, so I can drive it around. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Should I crack on and just rebuild the gearbox, or find a second-hand one, or should I hold out and do what I actually want to do further down the line? I did see a gearbox, TH350 on eBay. Guy wants 500 quid for it. I might get a couple hundred quid for the one that's in there. But again, it's an unknown. I've no idea whether it's a running gearbox. I could spend 500 quid and all the time and effort on jack stands, changing the gearbox, and then for it to be as bad or worse. So it's a risk. But let me know what you think. And for the moment, we're going to crack on with the dash and the floors. Dashboard continues. So I did buy some more vinyl, but even before it arrived, I decided that I'd have enough of that, and I just painted it black. And actually, I think that looks alright. I think that looks quite nice. I'll fit it in the car and show you that, just loosely, because the whole dashboard's going to come out at some point. But I think once it's got gauges in it and the dashboard is nice and covered, not full of holes, then that'll look quite nice, I think. Alright, it's just in there loosely and without the little rings, which I may or may not use, I don't know yet. Obviously I'll do something about this. That's not going to be too difficult. Although getting the veneer off is actually quite difficult, but anyway. So that's how that's going, I think. So the steering column will get painted at some point. Don't know what colour. Maybe that'll go black as well. And then the dashboard. Every time I look at this, it seems a bit worse than I remembered. I'm quite sure that's fixable. Need to fill it with some foam, some filler. I want to get it out anyway so that I can paint this panel behind and look in the corners, because there's a bit of crustiness. So the plan for today is to clean this up. I can already see there's going to be there's obviously going to be a big hole at the top right, and there's some little pinholes here. So that section's going to need to be patched as well. What I'll do, I'll clean it up. I don't think I've got enough steel to do the big hole. I could potentially do a smaller one. But first things first, clean it up, get all the paint and rust and schmutz off it, and then see where we are. I've got good news and bad news. So the good news is that underneath all the sound deadening, the back of the floor pan is absolutely solid. And this is the side with the rust spot down here. So there's going to be some, but I was expecting a bit more. So that's good news. Bad news is that this really does need a proper panel, or two proper panels, because you've got the footboard up here. Looks like it's double skinned. I think that's just panels overlapping. Got like a reinforcement panel under there on the corner. I've got fuel lines running under here, so I need to do something about those before I explode myself. And then it goes right up to the edge down here, so this bends downwards and then gets welded to the inner sill, I guess. Slightly worried that I'll start cutting this out. You see I've marked where I'm planning to cut out. Slightly worried that I'll end up with such a big hole that I can't do it with just sheet metal. But I guess we'll have to see, won't we? I can't leave it like it is. This is what I'm left with. I did manage to cut through into this. I didn't realise it came up like that. I'm just going to have to weld that back together and grind it flush. The metal that's going to go over the top of this is going to go over the top, so I'm not going to butt weld it. I'm just going to go over the top like I did before. I have got a bit of a corner down here which might be interesting, but otherwise I've got like 10 mil, 15 mil to weld to. Not sure what I'm going to do about this. That might be a bit difficult. And I need to put some sort of creases or something in it to stop it flapping around and vibrating and stuff. Pretty sure I don't have enough steel to do this today. So there's going to be a bit of a delay. Probably what I'll do is just throw some paint on here and leave it until next week. That's how that's staying for a bit, until I get some more steel. So I thought I'd have a look at this bit here. I've taken the Trans Am, what would you call it? It's a bit of a body kit. And someone has just put it over a load of rust. I don't know what these holes are for. If you know, hit the comments. So it's going to be a bit more. It doesn't seem to be bad behind it, which is good. Don't know how the water actually got in there. Maybe it was these. I don't know. So I think I'm going to hit that with the flat disc and see how bad it is. Probably not going to fix it today. Right, that doesn't look too bad. I think this looks really thin though. I think there's a bit in there. Probably going to have to cut around there. Doesn't look too bad. Could be worse. I don't think that's too bad. I know I keep saying that. So up here there's no rust. It does look a bit crusty, but it's all surface. So I think that's going to be okay. How I'm going to weld it, I don't know, but first things first, I'll clean up what's under here and put some paint on it. I would like to know what these holes are for. I've left this a week, mostly because it's been raining. I know I'm not entirely sure what to do about it. My initial plan was just to put 2 small patches in, but I think probably it'd be better to do the whole section, which is a bit of a bigger job. I don't know what to do down here, because where the 2 panels meet, I certainly don't want to be taking off the sills or rockers. Yeah, don't know. And of course, these shouldn't be here, so ideally I'd do it all the way across there. I don't think that is going to be anything too serious, that little bubble there, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'd like to do a good job. I think that might be difficult. So let me know.